So, like Coach Wright said, my name is Robert Haggerty. So I was an assistant here for the last 3 years before I joined the military. So kind of traced through. I got stuck in traffic in Lexington this morning on my way up here. So I jotted down a few notes I was going to talk to you all about. So the main topic, I'm sure the guys that I've been around for a couple of years, main emphasis of mine is relationships, positive relationships, and the impact that they have on your life and the lives of those around you. So, they're kind of going to trace through some of the positive relationships I've had and kind of tell you guys a few stories along the way that have helped me to experience opportunities and to help find success as I've progressed from baseball into the military. So I think as an 18-year-old person, I don't think I fully understood the value of living the right way, and two, the importance of positive relationships and like the value that they represented for me. So I think I was more concerned with who I was, or more concerned about myself than I was about those around me, especially as a younger person. And I think that's something that I have tried to be conscious about changing as I've gotten older. And I think that the rewards of that have been profound for me. So, I started off going to school in Arkansas when I graduated college, or when I graduated high school, I went to an NAIA school in Arkansas first off, and I got hurt my shoulder, ended up transferring from there. I didn't feel like it was the best spot for me. I didn't feel like I was valued there, so I went back, transferred to Austin Peay, and I ended up meeting a guy who was one of my pitching coaches when I was like 5 or 6. His name was Forney Abbott. Old guy, he's an old pitching coach, and it's kind of cool going back and working with him as a 19, 20-year-old person from when I was 5 or 6. Like I said, I hurt my shoulder, so I kind of tore my labrum, my bicep, and my rotator cuff when I was in college. And so I had a hard time throwing. And it was kind of all in my head. I couldn't get my arm speed to where I needed it to be able to throw a baseball. But working with Mr. Abbott kind of really helped me to kind of redirect how I was living my life. Even as we were working on my arm strength, the life lessons I learned were even more impactful for me later on. So, I just remembered I was at all my school with him, and we were sitting there talking, and I kind of made a conscious decision for me that I wanted to be a good person. You can take that to mean whatever you want it to mean. I'll kind of give you some things that I find that add value, but I wanted to be a good person, and I wanted to kind of be more in touch with the people that were around me, because I had a very strong support network that has helped me even to this day. So one of the things that I firmly believe is that good things happen to good people. So I think that when you're a good person, good things are bound to happen to you at some point. Mr. Abbott helped me out a lot as far as redirecting who I was, helped me reaffirm my faith, and it ended up providing me other opportunities. So that's where I ended up going to Bluefield State. So opportunities, good decisions, good people, good relationships have a domino effect. So if you make a good decision, it's going to help you to make the next good decision. If you have a good relationship with one person, it's like a spider web. It's going to help you get to next. I firmly believe that. So Mr. Abbott helped me get in touch with Coach Jeff Hunter, who was my head coach at Bluefield State. I was there for 2 years as a player and 2 years as an assistant coach. And just kind of helps, like I said, that spider web of relationships out there all interwoven together helped me to, Coach Hunter helped provide me with some other opportunities to help to build upon the ones Mr. Abbott had taught me. So I was there for 2 years as an assistant coach, and this is kind of the level of the relationship I had with Coach Hunter. I was in between housing, kind of in between what I wanted to do career-wise. Let me stay with him, so I was living at his house with him. And it came time. We were busy recruiting and all this kind of stuff, and getting ready for the next year. And we had some administrative changes within our athletic department that kind of made the situation a little more difficult for us. And I was a young coach. I think you can easily to understand the fact that if you're not winning a whole lot of games or you're not putting up good numbers, it's going to be hard for you to get the next job. Does that make sense? So the odds of us building a more successful program were probably not going to be there. So he came to, I was sitting on the back porch, and he's like, "You need to go somewhere else." He's like, as a young coach, he's like, "I think you got a lot of potential. I think it would be best for you if you try to find another opportunity." Which leads me to the relationship I have with Coach Wright. So some of you guys have heard this before, but basically Coach Hunter gave me Coach Wright's phone number, said he thought it'd be someone good to pick his brain. I called him out of the blue. Just kind of called him, told him who I was, what I was looking for an opportunity. And it's kind of, you know, the relationship I have with Mr. Abbott led me to Coach Hunter. Coach Hunter helped lead me to Coach Wright. And Coach Wright gave me an opportunity when like I said, he didn't know a whole awful lot about me. Does that make sense? And I think, as you guys can know, my life has been bettered by the fact that he gave me an opportunity, because as a result of that, I've been able to build a relationship with you guys. But I also had Coach Wright and the guys that were here before, you know, Stalls and Haji. I had a bad relationship in my personal life that I think my first couple of years, last year was probably my favorite year here, without a doubt. And that would have been the case whether we won the conference title or not. But I think that, you know, I had a bad relationship in my personal life. I'm going to call it a toxic relationship, because it drained the relationships I had with other people on the staff and the relationships that I had with some players. So I think that in your lives, when you identify negative relationships that are within your sphere of influence, if I have a bad relationship with D, let's get back to G's relationship with the rest of y'all, that's not good enough. So that one bad relationship I had was hurting other relationships that I had in my life. So I think that, I made a change there in my personal life, and it helped me. I just enjoyed life way more in general. Being around the guys I was able to work with on a daily basis, which includes you all, that's probably the best year of my life so far. I had a great time with you guys, and I think, like I said before, that's because I was able to cut out the relationship vampire, so to speak, per se. At the same time, you don't want to hurt the relationships that people around you have with other people. So if you are that relationship vampire, you need to make a change. Does that make sense? I think some other stuff we got here. So, Coach, I mentioned the impact that Coach Wright gave me an opportunity. It's just been profound for me as far as developing as a person and kind of opening other doors for me. So, I mentioned Mr. Abbott gave me an opportunity to help lead me to Bluefield State. Coach Hunter gave me one that led to Coach Wright, and then Coach Wright helped kind of direct me into what I wanted to do with my career, which helped push me, and that's one of my motivations was to join the Army. I want to be a better leader. I want to be able to lead people, and I want to serve people. And I'll tell you a cool story. So when I graduated basic training, I was standing outside my car with my parents. We're on our dress uniform, and there's a young lieutenant walks by, and the guy was badged up. He was stacked. So what I mean by that is he had all the hula schools that I want to go to. Does that make sense? He's air assault, he's airborne, he's got the Ranger tab on his shoulder. The guy's a stud. And he was walking by, and I was like, sir, you gotta salute him. That's what you gotta do. I was like, can I pick your brain for a few minutes? And he's like, yeah, sure. I got to talking with him. Ends up, he was from my hometown. Didn't know that at first. Just went through OCS, Ranger School, and I-Board, which are the schools that are going to be in front of me as I move forward. And so, that was kind of helped lead me. I found a mentor out of the blue again that has helped me go through OCS, and it's going to help me as I go through I-Board and move forward in my career. Which, those are kind of things, when I say good things happen to good people, I'm not saying that, I'm a good person and good things just automatically happen for me. I don't think that's not necessarily true. But when you're going about your business the right way, and just keep the right attitude, good things are going to happen to you. At some point, if you're surrounding yourself with good people, good things are going to happen. But like I said, so that relationship that I had with him, he helped me get through OCS. I was successful in OCS, and he's going to help me as I move forward. I'm sure that relationship I have with him is going to help me to the next one I have with somebody else. I have a couple, pillars of the lifestyle that I want to live. You never make a mistake. This kind of moving, changing the topic of the conversation. So you can never make a mistake when it comes to doing the right thing. So when you're presented with difficult decisions to make, making the right decision, it's not difficult. Does that make sense? I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but it's not difficult. If you understand the difference I'm trying to make there. Invest in people even when they don't give you a reason to do so. So, I'm in a squad of whatever, people from all over the place, and some of them are sorry, some of them are studs. I've got to treat the sorry individuals or the people that need a little bit more attention. I've still got to invest in them if I want the whole squad to do well. Does that make sense? And I think that, you're having a relationship with people on campus, the professor may be a butthead to you. You've still got to invest in them. You've got to kind of go a little bit beyond to make sure that, that relationship is still positive. Does that make sense? Don't let, just because the other person on the other end of the relationship isn't upholding their end of the bargain, that means maybe you just need to try a little bit harder. So always take the high road. I'm not a fan of burning bridges. I don't care if somebody gets in your face, chews you out. I found that I've been able to walk away from some of those situations, take the high road, and then you can go right to your pillow about it if you want. But always take the high road. You don't want to burn a bridge, because like I said, that web of relationships, if you knock off one of them, even if that relationship is not the best, isn't the best relationship it could have been, you guys are going to knock off a whole section of people that you might have been exposed to. Does that make sense? Put yourself in uncomfortable situations. So, when I came here, Coach Wright kind of exposed me to some camps and this and that, kind of dipping my toes in the kind of enhancing my college baseball experience, helping make me a better coach. And I think those things kind of made me. I wasn't always an extrovert. I'm not gonna say I am now either, but like before I was a very introverted person, and now I can talk to that fence pole and make friends. So, but put yourself in uncomfortable situations. So joining the military it's not comfortable. So I'll tell you that. But I found a lot of value in kind of helping me expound upon my limits. Does that make sense? So put yourself in situations where you're pushed, and I think that you'll find a lot of rewards from having done so. I'm going to piggyback the story off of one of Coach Wright to help me introduce to, or it put me. I went and worked a couple camps in Washington, D.C., youth camps, and one of the stories that stuck with me ever since, I had to give a talk on, when I was at OCS, they asked me to talk about what hard work means. One of the pillars that I find that is very important is to have an uncommon work ethic. And so this guy was, played at ODU, and played in the minors, made it up to big league ball, was playing for the U.S. national team. They're playing, this is in like the early 90s, and they're down in the Dominican Republic, staying at something like Crummy Hotel. He's on the U.S. national team. I mean, they're super proud to wear the USA on his chest. Can't sleep. It's like 2 or 3 in the morning. And they're at this hotel or whatever, and he's like, I want to go take some swings. And he goes out in the parking lot, or he goes knocking on all his buddies' doors. Everybody else is on this national team full of the best players in the country. Hey, who wants to go hit? One guy went and said yes. So they're out in the parking lot, rolled up some socks. They're out there hitting socks in a dirt parking lot in the middle of nowhere, Dominican Republic. And all of a sudden, two or three scouts show up. And it's 4 or 5, and it's 7 or 8. Does anybody know who the other guy was in with him? Alex Rodriguez was the other guy we met with him. So, granted, he might have had some other character flaws later on in his career. But he, at that time, I think you guys have been successful. I can't remember the number of times I've seen guys that, we get back after a 3-day road trip and want to go lift, or we get back and guys are still hitting at 10, 11 o'clock in the evening. That's why you guys have been successful. That's why you will continue to be successful as you move forward. Does that make sense? So, I do have one piece of homework for you. So I got, on my way yesterday evening when I was home in Tennessee, I went and got a bunch of envelopes. So the guys that wrote me letters, like Peck, yeah, your letter's still in my bag, but so the guys that texted me, reached out to me, I can't tell you how much that means to me. That helped me get through, because there's some tough times to it. Right before our last field exercise in basic, my uncle passed away, and I had a very strong relationship with him. And I think that getting some of the support from you guys, along with the other parts of my support network, helped make that a little bit easier on me. And then there's some tough things that we have to do, and the little extra support that you guys help provide me, just helped me finish at the top. So that was my goal. But I got envelopes for you guys. I stamped them. I put them in there. They're American flag, because that's me. And when you mail them out, so all you got to do is put the address on it, and then write a letter to your mom, your girlfriend, somebody who's helped you out along the way. You can write a paragraph about like that, send it out. Does that make sense? So I'll give those and I'll have somebody put them in your covers or something, so that way you guys can send those out. So save you the postage. So there you go. If you have questions about anything for me, any questions right now? I ain't gonna take up all your time. If you have questions about the military side of things that I did, feel free to ask me questions offline. I'll help you out with that. And then I'll be here through Wednesday morning. So I have quite a few people I want to see, but you guys are one of my foremost priorities because you guys mean a lot to me. So I want to get back to see y'all.
Close this up by saying something that you returned to heard me say before. Regardless of how much he's around, not around now, 10 years from now, Robert Haggerty's impact will still be very, very prevalent in this program. So it means a lot to me that he was willing to come back and speak to you guys, because this wasn't done alone. He and I got hired in June. I think I hired him in early July, and it's a lot of what we did to get to where we were at last year does not happen without Robert Haggerty. The other guys impacted it very well, no doubt, but I'm telling you, this guy worked when other people weren't watching. It wasn't about the flash or the sizzle or anything like that. It was all steak for this guy. And he does like steak, right? Yeah. So that is, it's very, very special to me. He's always welcome, all that good stuff like that. But I want you guys to know, even for you new guys, I expect you at some point over the next 3 days to make sure you shake this man's hand. Because everything that you do, the process that we employ, all that stuff like that, Robert is somewhere in there, right? And always will be. So again, good work there. Let's get back to what we were doing and have a hell of a practice.